A good Friday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Derry. Thanks for checking out KARE 11 Plus. So it is a new year. It's January 2nd, 2026, and that gives us a chance to look back at all the big weather that happened last year. And there were a lot of big storms to talk about, but there's five in particular that five different weather events across Minnesota and Wisconsin that really shaped the entire year as a whole. So let's talk about them. Number 5 on the list, by the way, this list was provided to us by the Minnesota Climate Office. Number 5 on the list, wintry mess, December 9th and 10th. This was an interesting one. This was basically our first significant snowfall event for a good chunk of Minnesota, where it kind of set the precedent for what was going to happen later on in the month. We saw decent snowfall. I think we ended up with about 4 inches of snow around the Twin Cities, but some parts of western and northern Minnesota saw half a foot or more of snow, and that fresh blanket of snowfall across the region allowed temperatures as a whole to basically stay cooler than if it was bare ground through most of the month. So it helped to really set the stage for a snowier than average and colder than average December. So that was number 5 on the list. Number 4, a hot and fiery stretch in basically the second week of May. During this time frame from May 10th to the 14th, many areas across Minnesota, Wisconsin saw record high temperatures and super dry air as well. And this was coming out of, this was during a time when we really haven't greened up yet. So there's still a lot of brown, dry, dead grasses around. So not only did we see record high temperatures here, but we also saw a bit of a wildfire outbreak across parts of the state as well. So that was the 4th most significant weather event of 2025. Number 3 on the list, a late season stretch of summertime heat. Remember this, early October of 2025, we saw record high temperatures, and for some locations, it was the latest 90-degree days of the year. So late season summer heat is number 3 on the list. Number 2, getting down there, the Great Minnesota Smokeout. Basically all summer long, it was a smoke fest. We saw lots of wildfires developing just upstream for us over parts of Canada, over Saskatchewan and Manitoba. That northwesterly wind helped to pull in those smoky conditions. And I believe, if record serves me right, we saw 15 days in Minnesota where at least one station was recording unhealthy air for all. So that is a record, and that dates back for a few decades. So the Great Minnesota Smokeout is number 2. And number 1 on the list, of course, is the Bemidji Blowdown event. There was a strong grouping of thunderstorms that moved from North Dakota into northwestern Minnesota. It was a derecho event that did produce crazy strong wind gusts in excess of 80 miles per hour. And we did see quite a bit of damage around the Bemidji area specifically. That was the night of June 20th into the 21st. So that's number 1, the most eventful weather day in all of 2025. Was that Bemidji Blowdown event, and there's still some damage that you can still see up there today. Now we are in a new year and a new month, so let's take a look at what January can provide us. These are averages in the Twin Cities. We average about 11 inches of snowfall. That is second on the list. So it's the second snowiest month on average. The snowiest month is December. We end up with about 11.5 inches of snow, which, by the way, we saw above average snowfall for December. We actually gained daylight this month. Roughly an hour of daylight we gained by the end of the month starts to become more noticeable as we head into February and especially in March. And our average high temperature on the 1st is 25 degrees. It actually bottoms out at 23 about mid-month, and then by the end of the month, by the 31st, the average high temperature actually rebounds. We're back up to 24 degrees by the 31st, so it kind of shows which way we're headed. Here's a look at our snowfall season totals, at least seasonal snowfall to date. So from the start of the winter season until basically the first of the year. Today's the 2nd, so it goes all the way through the 1st. Basically, every one of our climate sites shows roughly 2 feet of snow. So that's kind of rather remarkable consistency across the board. But we are in various degrees of above average or below average snowfall. For the Twin Cities, we're about 5 inches above average. The average is just over 19 inches. St. Cloud, similar numbers, are about 6-7 inches above average so far, with 25 inches so far this season. Duluth, has one of the most across the region, 27.1 inches, but the average is about 3 feet. So we're a little lacking over parts of northern Minnesota, and you can see International Falls 22 inches in the bucket so far, and on average 30 inches, so a little bit lacking there as well. We do have a couple of weak weather systems that are forecast to move through, let's see, tonight. Small amounts of snow, like a dusting at best over northern Minnesota, and then a chance at seeing some more snowfall as we head into Sunday, and possibly another system moving through on Tuesday. Fairly active, but most of these systems are very moisture starved, so we're not expecting a lot. It has been a fairly active start to the season, however. So far in the Twin Cities, again, about 2 feet of snow has fallen, which is the most since that really snowy year. What was it, 2022 to 2023, where we saw record amounts of snowfall. And what's interesting is the correlation between this year and last year. Last year, snowfall to date, we only had 8 inches so far. And 2 years ago, we only had 5.3 inches of snowfall by this point in the season. That was a pitiful winter, I remember. We didn't even get below zero until, the second or third week of January. We were close to sub-zero across some parts of the metro earlier today. Main weather headlines, chilly but dry. Looks like temperatures are going to stay chilly at least through Sunday morning before we see any semblance of a warming trend. There's a chance at a light wintry mix as we head into Sunday, specifically Sunday afternoon, where we could see a combination of some light snowfall, maybe some patchy freezing rain mixing in as well. Travel impacts right now do appear minor because, again, this is one of those moisture-starved systems that probably is not going to have a whole lot to work with. But still, that's our next weather system that we're going to be watching closely. And then a big weather story is a warming trend that takes place next week. We are looking at temperatures about every single day next week reaching near or warmer than the freezing mark. We're not talking record heat, but certainly potentially 5-6 days in a row where the temperature gets warmer than 32. So a bit of melting will be taking place. Let's take a look at your travel forecast for this weekend for various communities around the region. You can see temperatures on the cooler side, even by early January standards. Today will be chilly. We are looking at some sunshine to start with increase in clouds later in the day. Saturday does look mostly cloudy, maybe a couple of stray flurries during the morning hours, but that's about it. And then as we head into your Sunday, that's the weather system that's going to give us that chance for a little rain and snow combo. And the emphasis is during the second half of the day. So this is Microcast. This is going to show us a mostly sunny start to the day. High clouds will filter our sunshine during the afternoon and becoming more overcast as we head into the evening hours. It's a weak disturbance moving overhead that really is not going to give us a great chance at seeing any significant snowfall. Certainly is cold enough for snow, but we just don't have any moisture out there. So as we head into tonight, couple of flurries moving through, maybe a dusting for parts of northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, but otherwise that's going to be about it. We could see some lingering flakes heading into Saturday morning, but otherwise fairly quiet conditions are expected. That quiet weather should continue into Sunday morning, where it's just an overcast start to the day on Sunday. But again, it's the second half of the day. That's when that next disturbance moves overhead. And what's happening is this warmer air is trying to move into the area, and it's coming in a little faster for areas in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So you get about 3,000 to 5,000 feet up. Temperatures by Sunday afternoon should be near or warmer than the freezing mark. It'll be colder than freezing near the surface. So that difference is going to give us some precipitation type questions. That's why you see different colors on the map right here. The pink shaded areas, that is where we could see a wintry mix. Light snowfall, maybe mixed with some freezing rain. The freezing rain threat, it's there, but I still think this is going to be fairly minor for the Twin Cities. Areas across central and northeastern Minnesota will probably see more significant travel impacts, especially the Duluth area, which could be looking at several inches of snowfall. But around the Twin Cities, brief chance at a wintry mix. And again, that's about mid-afternoon on Sunday. Morning hours should be okay. The afternoon and evening could be a little dicey at times. We'll see what happens with the forecast over the next couple of runs. The good news is this system will be moving, so it's not going to linger around for more than just half a day. By 10 p.m. Sunday, the snow begins to wrap across central and northeastern Minnesota. We're done seeing the snowfall or any snowfall around the Twin Cities. Accumulations here will be minor at best. and it looks like things will clear out well before Monday's morning commute. And of course, Monday is a time when many kids go back to school. A lot of adults with kids go back to work for the first time since before the holiday season, and it looks like travel is going to be a lot easier as we head into the start of the new work week. And again, it looks like the main weather headline will be the warming trend that will be taking place as we head into next week. Today's chilly. Again, we started off in the single digits. We're only going to warm into the teens by this afternoon. And you can see behind me here, the sun is out, at least through the first part of the day. So it's going to look a little warmer than it actually feels outside. 20 above on Saturday, slight warm up, but it's still going to be in the teens for a good chunk of the day. But the one thing to note too is even though we're looking at chilly temperatures the next couple of days, the wind is actually forecast to be fairly light, generally less than 10 miles per hour. So don't cancel any outdoor events just because the temperature looks cool. With the wind being fairly light, you put on the right clothing and it should be a pretty decent stretch of weather. Heading into Sunday, the wind starts to ramp up from the south, so it might actually be feeling cooler as we head into Sunday. And that 27 degrees might not be until 6, 7 o'clock in the evening as that warmer air begins to nudge into the region. So probably single digits early Sunday morning with a gradual warm up through the rest of the day. And then as we head into next week, starting Monday, that's when we'll really start to feel the warmer air moving overhead. And again, every day from Monday, probably through Friday, temperatures have a chance at reaching the freezing mark. So that nice warm stretch of weather is just a couple of days away. And that should continue possibly through the middle of the month. This is the temperature outlook 6 to 10 days out. This is from the Climate Prediction Center. Red means warmer than average temperatures are favored. Blue means cooler than average temperatures favored. You can see parts of the West Coast will be dealing with cooler than average temperatures, but basically the eastern 2/3 of the country forecast to see warmer than average temperatures. And you can see the deeper shaded red here over the Tennessee Valley, East Coast and the Gulf states looking at temperatures that are likely going to be well above average. Here in the Twin Cities, most of Minnesota, Wisconsin, looking at temperatures that will probably stay warmer than average probably through the 11th or 12th of the month. There are a couple of forecast models that do throw some busier weather our way next weekend, so not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. We can have a couple of stronger systems move through, which would be a welcome change of pace, because otherwise we don't have any real impactful, significant weather over the next couple of days. It does look fairly quiet despite those weak systems forecast to move through the area. So for today, less wind, light wind, I should say, generally less than 10 miles per hour, light northwesterly breeze, about 2 to 8 miles per hour. It will be chilly. What was interesting was we had clouds through most of the overnight hours. That blanket of clouds actually kept our temperatures in the mid-teens until about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. Then we saw that blanket of clouds gradually depart, and that allowed us to see temperatures drop. So we quickly dropped to about 8 above here in the Twin Cities. We bottomed out about a half hour after sunrise, and now we're seeing temperatures gradually respond. And even with the sun out, the sun is not very strong, certainly not enough to really have a big impact on temperatures. So 14 above is our forecast high, which is about 10 degrees cooler than the average high, which is still in the mid-20s. Here's your region-wide forecast, statewide I should say, and temperatures are seeing a bit of a range. Single digits for highs up across the northern quarter of the state, teens from St. Cloud to the Twin Cities, Wilmer about 12 above for our forecast high, and you can see even low 20s across far southwestern Minnesota. We're starting off with sunshine, but as we head into the afternoon hours, as that first weak disturbance moves overhead, we're going to see the clouds increase from the west. Probably those lazy high clouds initially, so you'll still be able to see the sunlight, but then eventually those clouds will thicken up as we head into the afternoon hours and then becoming overcast tonight and a few flurries possible well after dark tonight, maybe up to a dusting of snow across parts of northern Minnesota. So here's your 7-day forecast, which does include that warming trend. Today's about as chilly as it gets, 14 above today. We start the day off Saturday about 10 above, so a little bit warmer than what we saw this morning, and then we warm to 20 degrees by the afternoon. A bit warmer, but still that means temperatures in the teens through most of the day. And again, a few flurries might kick off our Saturday morning, but it should not have an impact on travel. Heading into Sunday morning, we clear out initially. That'll get us down into the single digits. Clouds increase as that next weather system approaches, and a light wintry mix is possible during Sunday afternoon and evening. So some light snowfall, possibly mixed with some freezing rain. That's the next weather system that we will be watching. After that, it gets warm. Kids out at the bus stop Monday morning greeted to temperatures in the mid-20s. So it'll be a warm start to the new school week. And you can see temperatures basically stay the same each and every day. That freeze-thaw cycle might be an issue for some, but otherwise the January thaw is welcomed by many.